Hi guys, you join me in session and I'm at a different water this week. It's a water I've never fished before. The historic venue in the heart of the Cotswolds. It's the Carp Society Horseshoe Lakes. Never fished this lake before. Fished many waters in and around the Cotswold area and the Cotswold Water Park, but never ventured onto here. Always wanted to fish it, read loads about it as a child. It was absolute mecca of carp fishing while I was growing up, and it's right back up there again now. Now I'm living in Worcester. I've been looking for a venue a bit closer to home, and this was on my radar, and I just had to purchase a ticket really. It's a day ticket water, but they do season tickets as well. I've got a midweek ticket. It's got some great winter form, some unbelievable fish in it. Loads of 30s, a couple of 40s, and absolutely stunning venue. It's only an hour from my house, so it was a no-brainer, and I got a ticket, got down here. Weather's absolutely red hot. It's almost 30 degrees today. It's going to be 30 degrees all week, so it's going to be a tough session, one for 3 or 4 nights. So maybe I can nick one on my first visit here, but we'll see how it goes. With the weather, it might be a tough ask. But I got here this morning, spent pretty much all day walking around, just sort of sitting in the odd swim, taking in the atmosphere, and what a venue. Definitely been missing out not coming here in the past, but it's a place I'm going to spend a bit of time on from now on and in the future. We'll see how it goes, and hopefully we can put a fish on the bank, but if not, it doesn't really matter, you know. It's just nice to be here. First night on a new venue is always exciting. Must admit, it's absolutely stunning, very well looked after, great facilities, definitely well worth a visit. But that's kind of enough for now, and I'm gonna sort of sort the rods out. And I've only just got the bivvy up. I'm gonna sort the rods out, get some bait out, find some spots, and see what the night brings. Like I said before, spent all day walking around, so I'm a bit worn out with all this sunshine, but we'll see. I'll give you guys a look round, and all of it at the minute I'm just sort of trying to soak it up and take it in myself. So yeah, exciting times ahead. So until later on, probably in the morning now. Catch you guys later. Cheers guys. Well, good morning guys. That's the first night done, and it was a relatively quiet night on the carp front. I did manage a tench about midnight and a couple more early this morning, which is a good sign. End of the day, my rigs are doing what they need to do, my bait's doing what it needs to do, the tench are in there feeding. If the carp turn up, then there's a very good chance of catching one of them. It's going to be extremely hot today, 30 plus degrees, so I'm not expecting too much once the sun is fully up in the sky, but definitely put another half a bucket out this afternoon of bait, as the tench and the birds seem to be hammering their way through that. Fishing a spot out there in between two weed beds. It's not completely clear, it's very low lying weed, but every time you bring that weed in there's bloodworm in it, so it's obviously a natural food bed that the birds and the fish feed on, so that's hopefully, with a bit of luck, it will turn up at some point. But for now I'm going to get some breakfast on, have something to eat, have a cup of tea, and wait for this sunshine to burn me. But I'll try and keep out of it the best I can, and I'll probably update you later on tonight. So for now, cheers guys. Right guys, I just thought I'd talk you through my bait for the session. Starting with the boilie, we've got the FSB in 14 mils and the new Cyber Spice in 16 mils. They've both been added to the spod mix and to the particles the night before, so they absorb all the particle juice and they soften up a little. Then the particles, there is maize, maple peas and buckwheat. I've gone for quite large items because there's a lot of nuisance fish in here, a lot of silvers, a lot of tench, and I don't want them to come in and eat it all too quickly. I hopefully keep a little bit of bait out there, items that are quite big and quite hard for them to eat, so when the carp turn up there's still plenty of food out there. I've started off by putting half a bucket out on the spot, and I will up that or lower that according. But I want quite a lot of bait out there just because I know it's going to get eaten fairly quickly. There's also the bird life as well, which they eat their fair share as well. And then rig wise, it's the standard go-to slip D rig, wide gape, braided fluorocarbon boom. The only thing I've altered is the fluorocarbon boom. Instead of being my normal £15, I've just upped that a little bit, made it a little bit more robust, a little bit thicker, because this water is very weedy, plus I know I'm going to get picked up by the tench and picked up by the birds, and I want that rig to be resetting itself every time it's been moved on the bottom. Then to that I've added a stick of the FSB stick mix and a little washed out pink cork dust wafter, which is one of the special hook baits that I'm working on at the moment. So it's the first time out trying that, so we'll see how that goes as well. But basically that's my spod mix and my tactics for this session. We'll just see how it goes really, but you know, it's a new lake to me, and if I have to alter things I will, but for now I think that's the right way to go, using big items. I mean, the buckwheat is the smallest item in this, so it's still a little bit for them to grub around on and keep them in the area. Maize is harder, the sweet corn, so I prefer maize because that will deter the smaller fish as well. So hopefully it will do the business and we can put a fish or two on the bank. But there you are, that's all for now guys, that's my bait for the session. So until later on, cheers guys. Well, good evening guys. It's been an absolute grueler today, it's been unbelievably hot. It's just started to cool down now. we're sort of heading into late evening, just before the sun sets. And it's been a quiet day, which was much to be expected. I did manage to tench about dinner time, but I've just not seen any carp at all, no shows anywhere. They're not even cruising on the top, so I'm not really sure where they are or what they're doing, but I'm happy with the spots. I mean, I'm catching tench, so if the carp turn up, you could still nick one. But the conditions are as hard as they get, really. So we'll see what the night brings, and hopefully can nick one tomorrow morning. But if not, I'll keep plodding. Still another night to go after tonight, so all you can do is try. But yeah, I'm very happy with the spots. You know, the hook baits are doing what I want them to do. The spots are doing what I want them to do. It's just I need the carp to turn up. I'd imagine most of them are probably sat down in the thick weed in Summer Bay, but I'm sure the odd one's drifting out at night or early morning. So keep trying, keep plodding, hopefully try and grind out a result in these tough conditions. So for now, till tomorrow morning, that's all from me. Cheers guys. Well, good morning guys. It's the second night done. Another very quiet night last night. A couple of liners, but that was it really. And as you can see by the sun on my face already, it's going to be an absolute scorcher, 30 plus degrees today. I mean, it's only 7 o'clock in the morning now, and I'm already feeling the heat. I did have a run just on first light this morning, absolute screamer, picked up. Felt a bit of weed and then nothing, so I think I was probably attached to a carp, so probably lost my first carp. Hard to say, it could have been a tench, but in my heart I think it was a carp. It was just a completely different take to the other takes I've had off the tench. But that's positive, you know, still getting some action. So we'll see what the morning brings and the rest of the day, and hopefully there's still a chance before I go home tomorrow morning. But for now, I'm going to try and get out of this heat, get some suntan lotion on, and sit back and relax. So until later on, catch you guys later. Cheers guys. Right guys, I'll just give you a little look at the swim I'm in. Start up above it, there's my car over there, just by that fence. It's the car park. Here behind me is a stock pond. And as we come round, the bivvy there. We come down towards the swim. Peg 54. Let's make that out. Peg 54. As we look round the swim, there's my bivvy there. Try to get it under the trees as much as possible to get out the heat. Map there. Rod's down here. Wellies there, because I do have to get into the water to land the fish, because the water's down a fair bit at the minute, like every lake is. But then basically this is a swim. Down there it goes down into Summer Bay, and over there you've got Boat Point, and that goes round into Winter Bay, and you've got all this water down round here, all the way down there. And basically I'm fishing out there in between two big weed beds, and it's not completely clear, it's low lying weed, but in that weed is a big bloodworm bed, so it's kind of a natural feeding area, and put a lot of bait in, 1/2 to 3/4 of a bucket each day. Just fishing wafters over the top of that with a little stick. There you are guys, that's a little look, the swim I'm in on Horseshoe. Very well kept, this lake, well looked after. Looking forward to spending a bit more time on here this year, especially throughout the winter. Hopefully we can get amongst some of the bigger fish in the lake. But for now, there we are guys, till later on. Cheers guys. Well, good evening guys, as we head into the last evening. It's been an absolute grueler today. It's been unbearable at times, it's been that hot. But I did manage another couple of tench throughout the day today, up to sort of £7–8. So the spots are still rocking, they're still feeding on it, so hopefully them carp decide to get in on the act at some point. But we'll see how tonight goes. Still pretty confident, you never know. If I can nick a fish now between now and going home, it'll be a great result. So we'll see what tonight brings. I'm going to get out of this sun because it's still red hot even though it's late evening. Try and get some sleep tonight. Get up early in the morning. See what happens. Hopefully be off by about dinner time. Because it's going to be even hotter again tomorrow. So for now, that's all for now guys. Cheers guys. Well, good morning guys. Last couple of hours now. I got up this morning at first light and saw absolutely nothing. So I was thinking it's probably going to end in a blank. Even though I was getting liners most of the night last night. But then about 7 o'clock saw a fish show right over my spot, and then another, and then another. It was just mad. They just all of a sudden showed up and they started showing right over top of me, one after another, sort of every few seconds, loads of fish. And then all of a sudden rods absolutely screamed into life. First bite, I've ended up putting a 18 pounder on the bank, nice common, and my first horseshoe fish, so very happy with that. Absolutely cracking little fish. I'll give you guys a look at that now. First ever horseshoe carp, 18 pound on the button, taking on them specialised hook baits. This one I'll remember for a long time. Long, lean, fighting common. You guys look at the other side. Lovely fish. Getting back. As you can see guys, cracker there, absolutely lovely fish. So then I just put that fish back and my other rod was away. Unbelievable, sat here for 2 days in this heat and then they just turned up, and then 2 bites in 10-15 minutes. And that turned out to be my first horseshoe 33 pound 3. Absolutely unbelievable fish, really made up with that one. I'm going to say the sort of tactics were working, and I knew all I had to do was wait for them fish to turn up, and once they turned up I knew I could catch them. Like I've always said, if you're catching tench, you've always got every chance in the world that the carp will turn up. I mean, everything's working right if you're catching tench. I mean, they are more of a finicky fish, so if you're hooking and landing them, getting bites off them, if the carp decide to get in on the act, and you're going to catch them. So I'll give you guys a look at that unbelievable 30 now. Second fish of the morning, my first horseshoe 30 pounder, 33 pound 3 ounces, and what a start to my horseshoe campaign. Unbelievable. What a fish. If you guys look at the other side, there it is, dead heat. There she is. What a fish. Taken on my specialised hook baits. Over the moon with the results of them so far. What a fish. Unbelievable. Over the moon. Session that looked like it was going to end in a blank. Fish have finally turned up, decided to have a feed. This is the result. Days. It's getting back. fish, guys. Unbelievably made up with that one. What a start to my campaign on Horseshoe. And the action still wasn't over. I had another 2 or 3 tench after that carp, and then I had another absolutely melting take. Weeded me up, bit of to and fro in, managed to get out of weed bed, got it back, then it got back in, and I managed to free it again, got the fish in, and that was a 17 pound 3 ounce mirror. Stunning little male, unbelievable scrap, and it's turned the trip into quite a memorable first trip after struggling through the heat for the last few days. So I'll give you guys a look at that fish now. Fish number 3 of the morning, 17 pound 3 ounces. Absolute tore off this one, weeded me up. Bit of stalemate, but finally I won that battle. And this stunning little fish was the result. If you guys look, give you guys a look at the other side. Lovely little fish. Very welcome in a tough session. Let's get him back. Well, there you are, guys. What a morning's fishing. From no action at all to the fish just turning up on me, starting to show, and ended up with 3 carp and several more tench in the space of a couple of hours. The sun's now high in the sky. It's about 10:30 in the morning. I'm slowly packing down. I'm gonna get the kit in the car and get home. So managed to grind out a result in the end. Very, very happy with the hook baits. When you sort of test special hook baits, they're working unbelievable, but putting the effort in, keeping the belief, and managed to turn a tough session into a good session. I mean, I put out a lot of bait. I've been putting out 1/2 to 3/4 of a bucket of bait every day, and that's really worked for me. It could have been very, very easy for me to just go, oh, it's red hot, it's not happening. Oh, there's a drop back there. Let's check it, guys. Be back in a minute. Well, guys, that turned out to be another horseshoe tench for about £7. Just slipped that straight back. But like I was saying, it's all about believing in yourself, believing in your tactics, and knowing it'll come good. It's easy when it's this hot to become lazy and not bother putting the bait out. I mean, I was putting 1/2 to 3/4 of a bucket of bait out each day in this heat, and that's no small task when it's this hot. You end up soaking wet with sweat, and it's easy to go, oh, it's not going to happen, and just sit back and enjoy the sunshine. But keeping going, keeping plodding, keeping the effort going in, and in the end the rewards do come, and they have definitely on this session. If I just stopped putting the bait in, the tench would have probably cleared me out, and the carp wouldn't have turned up this morning. So it's turned into a great session in the end. So unless either of the 2 rods that are left out go in the next sort of 10 or 15 minutes, I'm going to pack down, get the kit in the car, get back down the road, and hopefully be back out again next week, possibly back at St Ives, maybe here. We'll see what the conditions are like and where I decide to go. But for now, that's all from me. Tight lines. Until next time. Cheers guys.